Hey everybody, this is Sue Craig, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Cleveland, Ohio, and today I have another card for you. The last time I did a video, I did a matchbook card, and it opened like a traditional matchbook would from the bottom, just like this. Today, I want to show you how to make another matchbook card, but it's going to open from the side, like this. Now I made this when this was current, so today we're not going to be putting that border die on here, but you can see how it dresses up this card. So if you're going to do this, you certainly could use any type of border that you like. Let me show you what we're going to need for this. I'm going to be using paper from the Beautiful Gallery. And I know you've seen all the different kinds of paper that we have with that. It's a favorite because it has so many different things. It has scenes, it has floral arrangements, it has art pieces. The stamp set that I'm going to use today is going to be Gathering Moments, and this is from our online exclusive. It's a really nice set. What I liked about it is it had some stamps that give you some different lines and textures for your card. It also had smaller stamps so that, let me turn it over, so that you can combine them together on a card. I liked it. It had a mushroom and it had some little berries like this. Here's the mushroom and the berries. So it's a nice set for any time of the year. It's really great for masculine cards. So if you're thinking just for fall, move that thought over because it could be for any time of the year, and it's, like I said, great for masculine cards. Let me show you what we're going to need for this very simple card. For the sentiment, we're going to need a piece of white that is 3/4 of an inch by 1 3/4. Behind the sentiment, I have Mossy Meadow, and that piece is 1 inch by 2 inches. My card base is a little bit smaller than our typical size. It's 5 1/4 by 8 1/4. You're going to score it at 3 1/2 and then 7 1/2. Over here it's going to give you a 3/4 inch flap that's going to be closing on this to form our side matchbook. Okay. Down here I have a 6 by 6 piece of designer series paper. And I left it like this so you could see how you cut this. It's very, very simple. Now, depending on the kind of paper that you have, you'll see here that what I did with mine is I cut off sections of the top of it because I wanted the bottom part to be the scene, to complete the scene for me. So what I first did was I cut this strip at 3 1/4 inches. Okay, and that's going to be the piece that sits right here. Right here. After I cut it, then I cut it to the 5 inches. And I decided, do I want to take the inch off the top or the bottom? And I wanted this part of the scene to remain. So I took it off the top. The next one I cut was 1/2 inch by 5, and that is the strip that will go right here. Again, I cut it to 1/2 inch, and then I cut my 1 inch off the top. The next piece is 2 by 5 1/4 inches, and this is going to go on the inside. Again, I cut it at 2 inches, and then cut so that it was 5 1/4. Here's what you have left over. and you can use this anywhere you want. This might be fun to use on the inside of your card, or use your scraps any way you like, but that's what you have left over. So let me show you how easy this is to put together. You're also going to need a stapler. I have that off to the side here. So we're going to take our card base and use our bone folder, and we'll fold this in. And while I'm thinking of it, I'm going to use my stapler now, and I'm going to just staple kind of in that area like this. This is going to get covered by our paper. And you can see that I've already stamped my greeting. Your friendship means the world to me. I figured you didn't need to see me stamp. You already know how to do that, most likely. So now what we'll do is we'll take our designer paper and we are going to add it to our card base. I like to use my silicone mat. You certainly could use your glue. I alternate. Sometimes I use the glue, sometimes I use this. Okay. I'm going to open this up again now because I want to put the paper that goes here on the card base. So I'm going to put this down. And I put this sideways so that it's easier for me to line this up. Something that I have been doing lately is using my reverse tweezers. And I've been adding my paper that way. It allows me to see where every border is without having my hands in the way. All right, so we have the first two pieces, and now we're going to add the last piece here on the inside. And like I said, if you wanted to add a border, you certainly could. Another thing you could do, I'm looking at this like, okay, you can put adhesive just on the edges here and leave this edge open, and then that could turn into a pocket. And that's what I'm going to do today. So now I have a pocket that I could put a gift card in, or a nice little sentiment, or some kind of thing that I want to give my friends. Sometimes they'll send tea bags, but that's just an idea if you don't use that border. This is going to slide underneath here, and whoops, there we go. Then I'll take my greeting, and I've already stamped that as well, thankful for you. And I'm going to just add that to the mossy meadow piece. And then add this to the card front. And you can decide where you want it. You know, maybe I want it right here so that I can see this part of the card base. So there you have it. Quick and easy matchbook card. It's a side matchbook card. I hope you like this card. I hope you give it a try. And thanks for watching.